Have you ever felt like you're always there for everyone, yet somehow you're the one who's forgotten? You reply instantly, make time for people, help whenever you're asked, and constantly put others first. But when you need support, excuses suddenly appear. Calls go unanswered. Messages are ignored. It hurts because you can't understand what changed. The truth is, people rarely wake up one day and decide to take you for granted. It usually happens slowly through patterns that develop over time. And once you understand the psychology behind those patterns, you can stop them before they become your new normal. Imagine two friends. One says yes to every favor, cancels their own plans whenever someone needs them, and apologizes even when they've done nothing wrong. The other is just as kind, but they value their own time. They help when they genuinely can, but they aren't afraid to say no. Which person do you think others are more careful not to lose? Surprisingly, it's usually the second one. Human beings naturally adapt to whatever becomes consistent. Psychologists call this habituation. The more available something is, the less attention we pay to it. It's why you stop noticing the ticking of a clock after a few minutes or the smell of your own home after a while. The same principle can quietly affect relationships. When your kindness becomes predictable and unlimited, people often stop appreciating it. Not because they're bad people, but because the brain quickly turns consistency into expectation. One of the biggest reasons people get taken for granted is confusing kindness with self-sacrifice. Being kind means helping others without expecting something in return. Self-sacrifice means constantly putting your own needs last, hoping people will eventually value you more. Unfortunately, that rarely happens. Instead, people become comfortable receiving your effort without realizing how much it costs you. Think about someone at work who always stays late, volunteers for every extra task, and never complains. At first, everyone thanks them. Months later, those extra hours become expected. If they finally say no, people act surprised or even disappointed. Their generosity slowly transformed into an obligation in everyone else's mind. Another common mistake is fearing disappointment. Many people say yes because they're afraid someone will become upset if they refuse. They believe keeping everyone happy will protect their relationships. But healthy relationships don't depend on constant agreement. They depend on mutual respect. Every time you ignore your own boundaries just to avoid an uncomfortable conversation, you quietly teach others that your limits don't matter. People also tend to take for granted those who never ask for anything. If you're always giving but never allowing others to support you, the relationship becomes one-sided. The other person begins seeing you as the giver rather than an equal partner. Over time, balance disappears and with it, appreciation. The good news is that this pattern isn't permanent. It begins to change the moment you stop measuring your worth by how useful you are to everyone else. Real confidence comes from understanding that your value isn't determined by how much you can give. It's determined by who you are, not by how available you make yourself. The first step is learning that saying no isn't rejection. It's communication. It tells people that your time has value and that your own life deserves attention too. Most people who genuinely care about you will understand. Those who become angry often benefited the most from your lack of boundaries. Start paying attention to balance. Ask yourself a simple question. If I stopped making all the effort, would this relationship still exist? The answer can be uncomfortable, but it's also revealing. Relationships built on mutual respect survive when effort comes from both sides. Remember, people don't always appreciate what's constantly available. That doesn't mean you should become cold or distant. It means your kindness should come from choice, not obligation. Help because you want to, not because you're afraid of losing people. The people who truly value you won't expect you to carry every conversation, solve every problem, or sacrifice your own happiness for theirs. They'll respect your boundaries, appreciate your effort, and meet you halfway. And if someone only notices your absence after you've stopped giving everything, they weren't appreciating you. They were benefiting from you. So stop chasing approval through endless generosity. Respect yourself enough to protect your time, your energy, and your peace. Ironically, when you value yourself more, other people usually begin doing the same. If this video helped you, leave a comment sharing a time you felt taken for granted. Subscribe to Inspire to Be You and join us for more psychology and self-improvement videos designed to help you build confidence, healthier relationships, and a stronger mindset.